okay yet. Too early. Hello. Hello. Oh, okay. There we go. I think now we're live. Which doesn't think so. Did I not set up as this thing over here? Maybe a refresh will do. Alright, I think now we're live. Welcome to Code Hangout number 156. Hey Chameleon, you're here before me. Today we're gonna work on what I'm gonna call the list. I had a bit of an idea, and it's gonna combine a couple of things that I've been thinking about and working. Glad to hear it. So the list is going to be, how do I put it? Part of it is gonna be announcements, sort of. I wanna have a place where I can say what I'm working on. So for example, I saw the feature requests on Bremster's video, and a lot of them were about the account system and cloud saves and all this stuff, which is something I'm working on. So people don't know that, and how could they, right? Only the 0.6 people on average that watch my streams would know this stuff. So there's a place, I'm gonna make a page, and I'm gonna write these sort of macro things, like, hey, here are the 3 big things that I'm gonna work on that's gonna happen in the next 3 to 9 months, 6 months, right? So, what is the list? I'm gonna capitalize it on purpose. So, news and updates. And we're gonna just write, accounts system ads slash spawns or promos. Called promos. Account system, ads and promos, new app, new puzzle app. That's kind of the big one, right? But, and this is the music too loud? Or is it just in my ears? I can make it quieter without getting. All right. So, what else is the list? On the list, I want to, because I've been thinking about it, right? I've been thinking about the ads, and I ran the ads for James for a little bit, and then kind of it got saturated fairly quickly, and then his click-through rate got reduced, and this was kind of expected. And it was never designed to just show one ad over and over. And I ran a couple of test promos. There's one for Demono coming as well I want to try out, and I wanna run some different promos. And I was thinking, like, I can promote other things, like. I'm thinking of this now as a sort of value add, right? This is something for the puzzle solver. So at the end of a puzzle, this is in the future, we should have recommended puzzles there, but we don't have that yet. And until then, maybe I can point people to places where they can find more puzzles, such as YouTube channels and puzzle collections and things. And I was thinking, like, well, I also want to run some tests, some more tests, kind of different ad styles and stuff. And the best thing to use for that is to promote my own stuff, right? Like my Patreon, for example. I haven't really had much activity on my Patreon for a long while. And considering I have... let me see. Let me go here. Considering that I have something showing there, every puzzle here, this promo, and it's not effective, it shows that this isn't valuable, right? So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna replace that promo. I'm just gonna remove it and just have a permanent ad space there, right? Kind of replace or remove, support this app. Free permanent ad slash promo spot. Right, and the permanent ad and promo spot isn't necessarily just for paid ads. I want to be able, you know, this is a community, right? There's things that are valuable, like, you know, like a YouTube channel like Bremster, or like the SIG net puzzle book that full deck is put together and things like that. So I want to be able to promote arbitrary things. And it shouldn't just be by my decree. So the list is going to be, yeah, this is actually not really part of the list. So that's kind of updates to do. I'm gonna just call it that for now. But in regards to the list, I want to have a place where people can sort of apply. I might have a couple of like YouTube channels in rotation for promo, you know, especially the smaller ones that aren't really for profit. So have a promo application form. So I want to have a place where people can apply to have something promoted. And ideally, these would be things that would be very time sensitive, because that's something I can do that isn't easily done with a regular ad system. So I can have an ad up for half an hour after a video goes live, or for an hour, that kind of thing, right? And I want to kind of, and maybe this page, like I've been planning a couple of different pages, but maybe I can combine some of these things on this page, or maybe set of pages, right? Such as Puzzle Hall of Fame. There's a couple of puzzles I would like to promote, like puzzles that exemplify quality, interesting things, and that especially not so much like, oh, this is the best, hardest puzzle ever on the CTC channel. No, more like this is an amazing puzzle that does crazy things with my engine. You know, like your little eyelash puzzle that you've done, like little funny things, stuff like that. Yeah, I don't necessarily want to do that, because there's going to be a lot, right? So it's going to be, you know, it's going to be a little bit, I mean, maybe down the line, right? But it is also my commercial slot, right? So this is where I want to sell ad space. This is what's supposed to be kind of paying my rent, right? But the ad companies aren't coming through for me, and I'm very tempted to kind of go really old school and just sell my own ad space. But I'd like, but you know, I don't know. Like the other thing is, obviously, somebody like Ranks with, you know, 80,000 or 100,000 viewers doesn't need my help as much as somebody like Bramster, right? So and you know, Ranks has, you know, he's doing a lot for the community, obviously, but he's also doing a lot of non-Sudoku stuff, non-SudokuPad stuff, right? So I want to tune it. He doesn't need as much help as some of the smaller channels. Like he's got 106 subscribers right now, you know. Let me see what he, yeah. So I'm not even making use of this, of the community tab. And I don't know if the related stuff even shows anymore here. It's all the way at the bottom now. It used to be a separate page. So he's linking to me. Right, so if I go to mine, and then I guess also at the bottom, so like 4,000 from Bramster, 106,000 for Ranks, 70,000 for Scott. Like, for example, ZetaMath does puzzles, is smaller than Bramster, right? These are puzzle, but like, the unique thing is, I can, for example, I could promote ZetaMath to people who have solved 40 puzzles or more, and Bramster to people who've solved 5 puzzles or fewer, you know, that kind of thing, right? So this is some of the stuff I want to look into today. The other thing is, the puzzle database needs to go live ASAP. I tested it just now, running ls on my API folder is now taking over 5 seconds, right? So that's got to go in a database, and that's the first step to the account system as well. So these are both things we're going to look at. In fact, the first thing we're going to do is we're actually going to run the scripts I've been working on for updating the database. And then I'm going to have to plan out a little bit, because the idea, I think what I'm going to do is, instead of trying to implement all the features that are currently done by the puzzle, by the current version of it, and switch a rooney it and hope everything goes well, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to implement it read side only with a fallback to the old system, and right side it goes, so new stuff gets written to the old system, and any reads first go to the database, and if they don't find the puzzle, they fall back to the old system and look for the files, and then I just manually update it, and I'll run it like that for a bit so I can kind of test it out. And that way it should always function, right? And then I can add a second layer where things get written to the old system and at the same time get written to the database, or the database gets updated asynchronously from the files or something like that, automatically every 5 minutes or whatever. And then eventually the old system can just go away, basically. That's kind of the idea. So let's have a quick look. The puzzle database script. It's this, I believe. And let's rename that actually while we're here. This is okay, so we're just gonna call this build. We're gonna rename that to build or puzzle DB build. Build puzzle DB. Fine. Gonna rename that to puzzle DB. Build puzzle DB. So if I now run this, and I think at the moment it's doing this. So if I do reload all, I think that's what I did last time. So re-init, and it actually times it. Okay. So let's run that. npm run build puzzledb, and it should be timed. In fact, all the parts might be timed as well. So let's make this bigger so we can all watch what's happening here. All right, so this is now this is the parsing of the puzzle. I think that's the slowest part, right? So it reinitializes it. It deletes everything. I think the loading of the files is relatively quickly. Or maybe this is the loading of the files. Where we reload API puzzles. 26 seconds. Okay, so reload API puzzles, that's basically reading in the files. Okay. Parsing will also take a good chunk of time with, you know, various parse errors and all this sort of thing. And these, I think I need to currently still handle manually. So now it's basically going through the 108,000 files, and it's basically trying to parse them all, and it'll encounter various parse errors. And that's something I need to revisit to see if I can automate some of these. I think these are known issues. I think some of these are just corrupted files, basically. I should actually just delete, then I don't have to worry about them. Because they're corrupted. Yeah, let's do some of that. I can actually... the problem is... It is a little tricky, because obviously I need to synchronize from the online version. But if I delete them from the online version, or correct them on the online version, then next time I sync it, everything should be fixed. So we can actually look into that. Although, nope, that's not the focus today. But basically, that's what I should do, is I should clean up the data in the old system, not bring in, you know, try to bring in the bad data and correct it on the fly. Right. Some of these mess with the import. And then I think when it's finished, it should give us a count on that, right? So this should be reload. No, this is not reload counter database. It is now. It's finished. Reload puzzle store. Yeah. So it's reload puzzle info. That's where it's running right now. Basically deleting everything, and it's running this. Yeah, where it's basically trying to parse all the data. Weird. Why does it say minutes, seconds? Does it do it for all of these? Oh. Huh? Or... Wait a second. What was... That's weird. 1 minute 59 seconds. Load. What are we looking here for? Reload puzzle info. Reload puzzle. But for some reason, looks like that here. 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 puzzle info. Oh, now real puzzle info is actually much faster. Okay. Because I think reload puzzle info. Yeah, I think puzzle store might be the puzzle store might be where we're doing all the decoding. Yeah, this is where we have the decoded puzzle data, and then puzzle info basically just pulls some data out of it, but it doesn't actually do nearly as much. Okay. And maybe I think if I do explore uniqueness, that's when it gives me a bit of output here. But if we look at these now, I think if I refresh this, yeah, we have 109,000 API puzzles. So these are basically one-to-one stored versions of the puzzles in the API. It's 208 megabytes. And then puzzle info is basically the first, no, sorry, puzzle store is the first level of deduplication. We have 71,000. But it's a very rough level of deduplication. And then puzzle info should be less, but it's a one-to-one with that. Okay. And the whole thing takes 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes. All right, not too bad, not too bad. All right, so let's have a look what this sort of thing could be like. So I've got a couple of basic pages that I'm kind of testing here with the user thing, but let's try to reuse that layout and obviously improve it and actually make a real page that might actually go live. Doesn't have to have a lot of stuff on it initially, right? So for example, we have user flow login, for example. If I take that and I'll save this as the list. All right. I don't know. This. Here, go the right. Get rid of this. And this. There. Admin. Here we have the con. All right. And for this, let's get rid of these for now. So we want news and updates. So the other question then I'll have to have for myself is, how do I want to update this, right? And of course, right now this won't refresh. A little bit of a pain on the ass. I think I'm gonna have to do run watch up here. And now if I here save that and read that. Actually, that's gonna be not a thing, because what it does, it basically restarts this and it does a, re-indexes 200 megabytes of stuff, which is ridiculous. So let's fix that. We'll basically just need to exclude some files from the cache, or even for development purposes, to exclude the whole cache, right? The cache, where is the cache? Cache is, where's the configuration for the the cache might not be configured at all, or it might be configured in here. Okay, that's the cache. Get it. I got it. Cache option. Okay. Let me see if there's a quick and easy way to have a cache disabled on some of the items, right? So the LRU cache is here. Okay. Now the problem is this happens during initialization. Okay. Then here, cache.clear. Okay. So if we want to exclude something, we'll probably have to do. Oh. Let us, while we're fixing this, let us skip the initialization because it just takes so long. And that happens here. If I do this, right? And then I'll do this. If I now go here, I'll say, right, and then I'll do this. We have this, right? And ideally, the configuration for this should be stored somewhere. Are we, we'll probably do something like this, .opt, part, opt. This is just a lazy man's clone here. And then here we can do something. Simple server, server opts, and if I say cache, we'll do something like exclude. And we'll probably want to do something like that. And I think probably doing a regex on the path. Is it the path or the URL? I think it's the file path, right? But if I refresh this, serves this. We don't get access to the URL. All right. Exclude path. And then we'll just say something like src / demo / and then the files are just not cached. I don't think there's any cache invalidation in here. There's no file time check or anything like that. I'm not that fancy. And then here, the problem is this does not have access to this. Which is a little bit of a issue, isn't it? Don't have access ourselves here. Yeah, that's a bit of a problem. I'd basically have to change these and rebuild it. I don't know. I don't like how I built it. I might have to. I have two options. Instead of having this as a class method, I change that. Now, there's a couple of copies of Simple Server all over the place, and they're really not interchangeable. They're all different. And that would be a big change. Or I make a class configuration that I can look at. Like I could do something like c.config. Right. And log. If I do this, comes through here. Do we want to do like this, then have this thing take care of it? I do this. then I can say do this, right? Then we can do this here and refresh that, and we access it here. This is a really bad pattern. This is an old hacky thing, so I'm not gonna worry too much about that. So we should be able to say cache that. All right, and then probably gonna do that work? If I don't do this, will it break? No, it'll work. Okay, that's good. Won't really work. Singular or plural? I probably want to make this plural. That way I know it's an array. Okay. So where do we touch the cache? Cache key. Now obviously it would be nicer if this is I don't have to create two versions of this basically. Basically this touches the cache, but ideally this shouldn't and this shouldn't. So what we want to do is we want to have a const get resource, and it just returns that. Right? Resource. Can replace this with source. And we should have something like that. Not is cached. We'll say resource that cache set. Here it'll just boom. So now this and this is no longer dependent on any of the cache stuff, and this is the cache stuff. So get rid of that. And now we can turn this into a function, right? We could say const get source get cached. I think get. If I do something like this, right? Because if I do this now, and I basically put this in here, actually here, I'll just say key, and this is just get, right? Say let res. Now, if I'll do the other way around, and then we'll say res equals yeah, we got rid of the cache.get. Kind of a mistake. So I'm gonna look at that change to make sure I don't screw that up. Where's the cache.get? Right. Now, let's make this a little bit simpler. Cache.set. Is this cache.set? I don't know if does cache.set return the value? That's the question. Does I can make fetch function that is used to make a background async. Is there no documentation of the set? Here we go. Add a value to the cache. Option, blah, 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 returns the cache object. Okay. So we can get rid of that second line. Thank God. So we can do this. And put that there. And frankly do here. Get. Right. Rid of this. Right. Now we're gonna put that here. And put that on the other side here. And that's basically it. If we have it, we'll get cache get, otherwise we'll do that with an await get. All right. So now we can do this. Oop. Not like that. Await get cached resource, where this is the key. Boom, and this is the getter. And we don't need to make it async. Right. I think that should still work. No. No, this completely breaks down. Why? Part. And red headers after this. Do that. There. Resource. Are you? Cache.set returns what exactly? Oh, the cache. We'd want to do cache.get on. So we Could still use this format. It's just slightly different. This goes on the outside. Because that returns the whole cache object. So basically have to do. Now, that'll work, right? Alright. Now, when we do the exclude, that gets put in here. This part is really just a small helper function. Here somewhere. The resource. I wish with statements were a thing. All right. We should be able to just do that. Okay. And then exclude paths, we'll just kind of go through, say, dude. And then we're just gonna do exclude paths dot find key actually off. I've done checks on regexes before. Actually, I think if we do string versus JavaScript, I think you do a prototype check. Oop, no. I think you just do a prototype check, right? Object regex. Off. Okay, so if we'll do off regex, and let's put a string in there as well. First, W. Just to. Did I close the other thing? Kind of right headers, blah blah blah. Good paths. Exclude. Regex. Smaller. True. False object true. Exclude object. False. Okay. So, what we should be able to do now is exclude path. Fine. Actually, map. Of regex. We'll do ep.test file path. Else. Can I check starts with? No, I think it should be an exact match if it's a string, right? I always write text and I do this, right? String false, true, false. False. Let us let's do comma array. And we're actually gonna put the whole thing in there. So this would be, for example, you want to just exclude one particular file you hate. Nice. So true, true, they both match. And SSC, XWW, and that one will not match. True, false. All right. So that should do the trick. And if I do a find, here, that anymore? Exclude that. And if none of them match, underscore. Wait, underscore. Huh? 1 second. What's going on here? I am confused. That shouldn't match any of them, right? If I do this and add this in here as well. Fine. This line here is confusing me. Where does this come from? Fine. Am I even looking at the right line here? Why is it outputting? Because oh, I'm an idiot. It means, wait, no. If I do this, it means the one that's getting returned is one where this expression is true, which is now undefined, exactly. Okay, it was just because of the array. All right. So now it doesn't really matter. It just means one of those comes through. But for example, if I open this, they're all undefined, right? Unfortunately, it means it will do this regex check on every file. But that's just how it is, right? And it's one extra regex times X million files, whatever, right? But it means if this so we can say something like const this, right? Right. And just do that. If exclude cache is true, we'll want to just run this. So const that. And then we'll just say if exclude cache, boom, if exclude cache, hit else pull from the cache. Right. Now if I refresh that, if I kill this, or a cache refresher, and if I then change this to that, this doesn't refresh, but it should do this. But this should still load cached version. Okay, this is a little bit of a chunky change that might affect stuff. But I can potentially limit this to localhost for testing, because there's no reason not to cache it on the server, I guess. So here, can I, if the array is empty, it'll just work, right? So if I say, if I comment this out, refresh that, and do this, save that and refresh, it won't work. Okay. And I can just do that. And I actually can do this specifically for all the demo files. The problem is, I don't know if there's a way of caching that check. Caching that check. Sounds like a different phrase. Or make it more efficient than just regular expressions. But for now, it'll do. All right. Bit of a crazy update, but here we are. So, oh my, I get so bogged down in the details. We want some sections, right? And I think we're gonna just do some of this stuff. This will be news updates. Boom. Right. And here we'll just have a couple of the update. Just a section. Right. And the sections will be big changes in 4. And we're just gonna do something like this. We call it this is gonna have to become a sentence, right? A paragraph of some kind. And oh, strong promo ads. Boom. So, don't know why that's still title. No, it's not a title. It's just big and bold, and titles are already pretty small. Not too far from a title in styling. So we had the lists. Puzzle Hall of Fame. We'll write that down here as well. Boom. H. I don't have to finish this to release it today, but boom. And then we'll have another one. I think it should be the articles be links or the H2. Oh. How about we do that? Puzzle Hall of Fame. Why does this feel so big? Oh, maybe it shouldn't be strong. It should be emphasized. That's enough. A little bit of. And I think I gotta be honest here. Ads and community promos. I'm gonna capitalize these as a thing. Because actually, probably what they're gonna be are links. And promos. Let's just leave that there for a sec. Fame. Ending. Something like that, right? And finally, take that button. I just want to. Puzzle. Go. Something like that. Hey, Riff Clown. News and updates. This is just a sort of quick draft. Just kind of a dump, like, you know, one level up from the to-do list of the stuff I want to do. So I'm not gonna worry too much about the bit yet. What's it listen? And it's an and an ampersand. Oh, and ads and yeah, I'm still not sure if I'm gonna call it community promos. But anyway, this is really just a reminder to myself that here I'm gonna write an introduction. That, right? It's basically this in HTML format, right? Maybe the Puzzle Hall of Fame. No, the Puzzle Hall of Fame should be next because that's kind of interesting to a larger audience. And then the promos, that's something people, you know, who have something to promote will scroll down for. So, I need to figure out, okay, I think I don't have the mindset right now to write about that. I think this is something I'm gonna have to do separately. Now I'm just thinking, also the Puzzle Hall of Fame, there's a couple of puzzles I've been holding on to for a long time. Oh, that was... I don't know if I say... How many tabs do I have for that? I'm gonna have to find them all. I think they're on my phone mostly. The next other big thing that I need to work on is my the puzzle database, right? I want to go live with it pretty soon. So let's have a bit of a look what that would look like. One of the things we need to figure out is how I can upload these server and how to connect to the server. So let's see if we can connect via SSH MongoDB. I'd love to have CLI commands to obviously sync the stuff, but it would be nice if I could SSH tunnel to connect through this. Ah, okay. So click the proxy SSH tunnel tab, you have a phone connection. So, yeah, it's already 7:45. But where are you going? All right. Click on the thing. So, where do I go? Spaces. Can I only have one? Can I only be connected? Oh, okay. Ah, yeah, here. We have local, new connect, advanced connection option. Then click the proxy SSH. Host name. I think I can. Looking stupid. You know what? Sorry, guys. I'm gonna not risk. Yeah, I don't think there. Yeah, no, there's no key. I just don't want to mess. So the host name would be 4. Ah, but I don't know if it'll carry through. I don't know if it'll carry through to the Windows side because this is all set in WSL. Shoot. I think I'm gonna have to find WSL home. Where do I find that's good enough? Oh, that doesn't. The path that exists. A yeah. So my SSH folder on my Linux side actually just paths to a folder on the Windows side, so that makes things. So if I go what exactly? What am I doing? What am I doing? My God, I can't believe. Okay, yeah. My brain confusing. I'm bouncing back and forth between the Linux side and the Windows side on my machine. It's a bit oh man. But we have the file here, and I probably should take this file and do this. I'm literally making a backup right now because I realized I didn't have a backup, and I feel like maybe I should have a backup. If I put that in now, that'll make me feel better. All right. EWS. That should be it. W4 ASW. That's not what I typed. I could probably do this all on stream, and it would look a lot saner if I did. Does this work? E not found AWS. I'd have to put in IP address to connect now. It's acting as if it's happened. Backups are nice, always smart to have something to go back to. Yep. I need to optimize my backups better though. In fact, I haven't updated my offsite backup yet. It's complaining that the computer isn't disconnected because it's still set up on the old computer, and I can't run it on two computers at the same time, so I basically have to wipe it and do a new fresh backup on the new machine. But to be honest, I need to finish my move to the new machine. I haven't switched on the old machine in a couple of weeks, but there's like a hard drive or two that I have completely neglected, so there's some stuff that I need to still. And I'd rather have the backups off the old machine in case I screw something up. Connection refused. Open failure connection. That is not the URI. That is not the URI. Where was the thing with the here? So how do I set it up? Next, the deployment of option security connection password for stage connect. So bash number. This is what do I put in there though? Bastion Jumpbox hostname. What does that even mean? What is Bastion? What is Jumpbox? Ah! For the computer access. It is confusing because I'm not I thought an SSH tunnel, I would actually be hitting localhost. Apparently not. Wait, why does it say SSL disabled? DLSL, SSL disabled. Why? How? That's not right. Mongo. How do I set it up? Yeah, I have the certificate. I don't need you. I just need to connect to the server. Absolute the minimum. And I need you to tell me what this message means in your application. Of course, it would help if Google knew how to search for stuff. How do I get Compass DB? It's just putting a message that it's disabled. Why is it disabled and how do I enable it? Things. Oh. Park. You. Oh. Yeah, protection. What Kerberos? MongoDB compact. How do I enable SSL? Why is it disabled? This is literally just for setting up SSL. How can it be disabled? Alright, I don't know if I actually have MongoDB running on the other side. I used to have it. Oh. Are we running MongoDB? Pretty sure I had it set up and running over here at some point. Okay. Which... Okay. AWS install... I'm so sure I've installed it in the past. What's going on here? Install MongoDB repo. It's like, ah man, why do I have to create a repo to install some? Definitely not this one since I haven't updated it. I just do this. Proxy connection timed out. So I don't think it's set up. No MongoDB available. Okay. Well, this version calling out to specific. No package. So AWS, no pack. MongoDB. Sorry, this is gonna be another round of Linux debugging. So, but how? What does that even mean? I wanted to. I could just. In theory, I can set up an SSH tunnel without it even knowing, and then normally you just connect to localhost on a particular port, and it hits the tunnel, and it doesn't even know it's connecting remotely. I just thought I'd take advantage of it setting it up like that, but apparently it's a mess. Trying to install blah blah blah. Where am I? Oh, SudokuPad MongoDB, but yum list. sudo install MongoDB org tools. That work. So MongoDB. Bro, what? MongoDB org tool. There is no. Oh, on. Work. No package MongoDB available. All right, that doesn't work either. There's dedicated AWS Linux now. Following the instructions. Let's try that. Verified. Amazon Linux. Okay. The Amazon, yeah, okay. Considerations. Platform support, yada 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 yada. MongoDB only supports 6 platform. Well, it's not 2023 because I haven't updated this in like 2 years. Create. So if I do touch, cannot touch, permission denied. If I do sudo touch, if I then do sudo nano, okay, this and this, oh. And I'll say exit, right? So you can, no, okay. Now I should be able to do, right? Ooh, okay, that's different. Yum doesn't have enough cache data to at this point. The only safe thing fail. Contact the upstream for the repository to fix the problem. Not found. Okay. Just do that. Just like I don't know what any of these things are. I don't know which one I need. Oh, this doesn't work, but this is a different message. What's the problem? Failed. Okay. All right, let's see if this is what we have. So, org folder base URL. So this, I think, corresponds to some of the. So if we go back to this, it wants to go to 8.0, which doesn't exist. I don't know why that's in the example. Okay, but 7.0 seems to exist, and we're in this one. Maybe that's all it needs. Don't know why the instructions refer to a thing that doesn't exist. Hey, do that by now. Oh, it's doing something, right? All right. Amazon Linux MongoDB 8. You could try. Okay, error package requires lib and blah blah blah. Solution requires lib. Try using problems. What if I just try it again? I'm in MongoDB error. And that's why nobody likes Linux. Why is this so hard? MongoDB is not exactly like a fringe crazy thing to install on a Linux server. Like, what? But we're trying to install, yada yada. Create blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. available. Linux. Yep, error. There's a different tab. Currently, there was released candidates. Yeah, okay. There are a different tab on Amazon. They're all not really working. I mean, I could go back to version 6 or 7 or whatever. Can I see what version of Mongo I'm running here? MongoDB. Mongo. Oh, wait, it's gonna be under Windows, isn't it? It's gonna be here. MongoD. MongoDB. Nope. Can I see what version we're having? Connected to the server. Is it gonna tell me? It's gonna tell me anything about this server? Connection info. Here we go. 7.0. Okay, that's something. Start. So we're running version 7. Okay. So 7 should be fine, ideally. Upgrades package when new versions become available. If you want to print Mongo. Well, it's still, I haven't installed it yet. How do I install it? Because this is not it. Package requires Mongo. Blah 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 blah. Please review formatting code and log some great things for function. Based on the package you're mentioning, the output looks like the repository was added to the state. Looks like the meta package is. I think there's a possibility. One of these could be updated in a way that causes issues on the packages. How can you broken? What if I do skip broken? Hey Shelby, how are you doing? I'm trying to install MongoDB on my server, where I thought it was already installed. And as usual, nothing is easy when you're installing a basic thing in Linux. Okay. I don't think skip broken is gonna how do I start Mongo? All these steps are in MongoDB settings. MongoDB Troubleshooting. You're unsure which init system are used following. D. There's a link that use D. Okay. Select system. Oh, system. I just do unit not found. Fail to start MongoDB. So if I take this and Google that, I'm not gonna get a result, right? I don't have a password. Definitely not my. I think I'm just gonna have to sudo it, right? Failed to start. What does it mean by unit not failed to start? Start unit. Do a reinstall. I literally. Does it? This doesn't explain what any of this means. Alright. Yeah. I just do this. I do sudo servos. I now probably like a PS something. We running Mongo. Up. With a so this is not a complete list. I'm doing it. Okay. There's something with status. One of these tabs. Somewhere it said something about something. If I do still service status. Active failed resident. Failed. Okay. MongoDB service entered. Meantime, I'm hoping I'm not taking frickin' bollocks. Cool doo-doo. Call it. Come on. So. This is all like, I mean, I didn't think I'm gonna spend half the stream just starting up MongoDB. Like, you'd think MongoDB on an AWS machine should be like, it should basically become pre-installed. Come on. All right. Code blah blah. Also run. Whenever I restart my system, server fails. After, but it gets annoying to start. Mongo is relocated. Okay, blah blah. So it fails. His fails on the log path. How does he exit? MongoDB failure once. Problem with the account Mongo is trying to launch with. Valid. Oh, Where was the MongoDB from? No. On. Is that what we're talking about here? That. No, that's the service file thing. Where would this file be? Okay, so looking for a Mongo. I say touch, boom, sudo touch, sudo nano. Of this. I think there's nothing in here I have a problem with. Okay. Now we're going back to service MongoDB. So we're on this 217 U. Mongo's trying. So, find in this, check the user group defined in the service block. There is no service block. Is it talking about? Oh, not the comp file. It's talking about. I really should have. Wasn't a weird place. In these cat. So is it saying something about user? So if I do sudo mongo, and this is probably something I shouldn't do. I don't know what the groups are. Echo group. I am not a Linux. Linux. Groups. All right. I should be able to restart. Oh, changed on disk. I hope this doesn't cause me problems with anything else I'm running. Huh? I don't even have a password. Like, ask me for a password. Failed. Code exited. Status exit. MongoDB failed status 203. Like, this stuff shouldn't be this hard. Like, installing MongoDB and starting it up shouldn't take me an hour as somebody who's done it a million. Like, what the hell? I need me to figure all this stuff out. Like, if they need this freaking unit file, create the unit file. If it, you know, if they need a particular user, tell me that you need a freaking user. Like, what the hell? If I wrote software that worked like this, my boss would accept it, and my clients wouldn't accept it. I don't know. I guess it's open source for you. All right. No answers. Okay, I'm gonna go back to square one and find. Can I find like a guide on how to install MongoDB? How to install Mongo Amazon Linux, because How are these guides, quote unquote guides from Amazon, from MongoDB, so incomplete that none of this stuff works? Like, this just doesn't work. Is that the thing? Wait a second. Where was this file? So now, could this be different? So if I take this and go here, put in a 3. Okay, the thing. What else could there be a thing? That's 7. Check. Repository. Okay, save. Uninstall MongoDB. Stop. Org. I'm desperate. I'm desperate. Right, Ian. Got like 26 commands here. Loaded plugin needs to pass a list of packages to. Is that a problem? Is that not working? Alright, if I try to install this. Right thing. So problem is I did a bunch of skips on stuff that was broken. So maybe it could never have worked. But maybe now at least it's gonna load it from the right places. Yes, I'm seeing the 2 instead of the 2023. Maybe that was the mistake. The thing is they label it, but they don't tell you what it means. Okay. Ooh. Are we running it now? Already? Says as if we haven't been trying for an hour already. Where is... I see Mongo on it. Did I ever see Mongo? Can I do the whole status? Sudo MongoDB. Sudo service. Wait a second. What's going on here? What was this? This looked like it's connecting to the MongoDB server. Okay. MongoDB start. Status. MongoDB. Cut down the migration util executive down to your blah blah blah. But why? And is this recent or is this ancient? 512. No, that's recent. Okay. We have, this is a log, I guess. So it's shutting down, but why? Requiring the global lock for shutdown. Okay, so here's shutting down, but I find why it's what is initial shutdown. Tempted to. Why? Like, I'm looking at the timings here. So it's figured out the. So it started up. Found every option. Exception. Ah. Okay. Math. So is that where I have to go to the config file? Like that. Path, bar lib mongo, cd. Oh. Oh. Wait. Which one was it? Cat slash var slash. C slash mo. Here. DB. Alright, sudo system MongoDB start. MongoDB status. Mongo. Okay. Once again, do we have a path problem? Next path. DB out. Why is it looking there? Are you gonna tell me which config file you're looking? Is it in the this file? They're gonna tell me environment file. Click start. Dconf. Oh man, come on. It says DB path, but it doesn't seem to be wanting to use that. Come on. How do I know? MongoDB not using yeah, how do I get it to read the configuration? Root code problem is not your configuration, but because the permission error caused by run initially where the storage engine by Tiger failed with error. Alright, Tiger. Okay, and what's the solution? Yeah, download. That's not a solution. And what is this? Okay, so sudo service blah 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 service stop. Boom. So I looked. After this, I can start output. Working as not as root. Okay, so service MongoDB start. frick? What is this? So if I do SU, if I do sudo SU, then I'll do system. Is it system? No, service. Service MongoDB start. But it's the same thing, right? How to start MongoDB out. How to oh, this is so tiring. What is Atlas? What is an Atlas UI? Why can I choose between two different things that are Atlas that I don't care about? Online. Like, it's just saying these things, but it's not saying what to do. Like, this is more than... You could give me 5 commands that do it, that tells me more than this line, where I now have to search 3 other pages to figure out all these details. Hey, Brazinga. I'm trying to figure... Like, has nobody written a simple... Here are the 5 things... I bet you in the end, I could write a script that's 5 lines long that installs and starts up MongoDB. Why does this not exist? Why do I have to do everything myself? But user. Where does it talk about user? L. These are like ancient documents. Okay, the word user doesn't even exist here. So here it wants you to run it as sudo. Okay, let's try it again as sudo. So I'm getting out of this one. Sudo service MongoDB start. All right. Status MongoDB. Right. So it has a problem with the configuration file. Right. So etc ll-mongo. We have this. Okay. So if I do change own MongoDB conf ch own x. So if I say ec2 user colon ec2 sudo. Okay. I don't know what the other one is. Do them both. All right. And if I now go back to start, MongoDB. And it's still shutting down. Still not reading the conf file. Cat MongoDB conf. ll/var/. OS. Does this file exist or not? Well, this, right. So if I do change sudo change own ec2 user colon ec2 user /var/lib/mongodb. Boom. Now we go back to sudo service mongo start mongod, and now down shoot. Still trying to get that. MongoDB first. Yeah. All permission. Agent journal log files. Problem was solved by giving log file in the. Seriously? Seriously? Like, how would I? Doesn't even say anything about a temp file here. All right. Temp folder /. Now. It already has that. Can Mongo rep where is file? Where do the service files exist? LL lib m on where are they? All right. All right. Well, sudo nano boom. Probably the wrong thing, but you know, I can potentially clean that up in the. Still looking at the wrong. Still looking at the wrong thing. Okay. Runtime directory. What about this folder? Also block. Got this folder. Sorry if you guys cut off the bottom of this. Try and make this bigger. So this belongs to EC2, EC2. We're supposed to run as EC2. But it's obviously ignoring this. Issue after moving, turn out that run after ignored unless directed dash dash configure the dash dash environment MongoDB environment option. So, God, this is a weird way of specifying a configuration file. Like, holy moly. This doesn't even do it. MongoDB service MongoDB option conf. How to get it to frickin' frickety frick. Right, dude. Mongo needs me to fork the path to the every time. So, lots of people say that it's not using the conf file, but nobody's saying how to get it to use the conf file. This is mildly disturbing. Unless, okay, but I'm not actually, I don't want to execute it by hand. Question, better left it. Comment on other. There is suggest. Auto startup. Alright, everybody's just talking. Have we as a society not solved the problem yet of running a MongoDB instance on a server on startup? Like, is this really, like, worthy of research? Is this not a solved problem? Holy moly. Confirm that it worked. A MongoDB. So do I need to change the permissions on the MongoDB file? Insane. Guys, hey. So, all this discussion and the very first basic thing of just running the thing hasn't been solved on this discussion. I've given this. I'm instructing it to a different user. How about I'll try to execute it by hand. Let's try that. And I'm gonna copy all of these things because I'm gonna kick myself later. I can't find these. Other one. So what if, right? What if we take this and make an actual command out of this? See if we can just execute that. If I do this, right? And I just run that. Option, try, unrecognized option. Okay, that's weird. So there could be an error in the conf file, except that the error isn't mentioned anywhere. My god, don't tell me it's just a bug in MongoDB. Oh, it's stale. Yeah. sudo nan. Well, I mean, I just copied this configuration file because documentation isn't a thing anymore, so I couldn't just build it from scratch because God knows the documentation required to do something like that just doesn't exist for anything, right? Or there's no undo. Of course, there's no undo because that would be, you know, you need Windows for undo. Undo is too advanced. 2024 Linux. All right. I don't even remember what the problem was. Recognize options, journal, and storage journal. You know what? I don't need that. I don't even know what it is. Moment, the server isn't running, so I'm pretty sure I don't need anything if the server isn't running. Right? Makes sense. Error during global installation. Error. Codename file not open. Error can't initialize rotatable log file caused by blah blah blah. All right. So, var log Mongo. Okay. If I do sudo own this, map that for 30. Right. Go back to. All right. What do we get now? Failed to open var log MongoDB log. Okay. Try this again. Okay. Grab that as well. Apparently I didn't recurse that. Oh. Know what that means. Didn't mean to close that. Shoot. I just closed it. If I do. Won't show. Sudo service MongoDB start. Oh. You're back to unit node. Wait, did the file go away? Oh, no, no, no. Come on. I think I can run cat without sudo. If I do this. If I do this, what we got? What we got? No, so the service file exists, and it's MongoDB, so that. Which apparently half the documentation goes one way, the other half goes the other way, because that's a great way of not confusing. Correcting? Okay. Look at that. It's running. And I closed it again. Instead of Control-Shift-4, I keep pressing Control-Shift-W. Would we see Mongo here now? Let's check the status again. Okay, it says it's still running. Can we just connect? Normally when it takes this long, you'd think that's a good sign. But earlier I saw that it just retries a million times. Yeah, it shouldn't. It should definitely not take this long. It's probably the port. But MongoDB aged. I think it has to be localhost. No? If I do this, to take the host from ooh boy. Okay. MongoDB CLI. Because with SQL, I had with MySQL, I had an easy CLI command to just dump the database. CLI dump DB. And I Mongo dump. So in theory, we'll take this. Oh, come on. Come on, can we? Over there. Thank you. That was harder than it should have been. So, MongoDB. I'm gonna have to find where that is. Where it, which here. MongoDB. All right. Oh wait. Excuse me. Where do I get Mongo dump from? Right. Oh my god, don't tell me I have to do all this again. So Deb should work on you both, right? Oh, your basic CLI tools might be great. That would be great. Thank you so much. Ignore the sarcasm. I get this for different platforms. One. Whatever the like are. You're really gonna give it to me the file down. I'm just gonna put it somewhere. So if I do IR MongoDB, everything is wrong with that. I just copied it there. There it is. All right. So then after that, calling it. How do I scroll this? I can't scroll this menu on the left. Are you kidding? Oh my god. At infinite time. All of this. Alright, LSP. Oh, that's Must be -A. 2204. Okay, that's all I wanted to know. So we are on version 100 somehow. Suddenly it's 2. Okay. Do it again. Boom. Right. And with the JC file, I have to get the deb file out. Is there a deb file? Really? All right. Right. All right. You know what? I'm just gonna do it myself. This is the folder not here. There it is. There it is. If we, yeah, the other one as well while we're here. Makes sense. All right, forget the Mongo shell for now. So, Mongo dump. What? Command not found. Mongo dump. Is that not a command? All that. There is no downloadable deb file. God damn it. Alright, what if I do sudo apt install and then just put that there? Unable to locate package. Why can I not execute? Okay, never mind. What the hell? What the hell? Look at that. That wasn't so hard, now was it? Alright. Okay. Oh my god. Yeah, sometimes I forget how well I knew SQL. Things were just so fast. One command, boom. Alright, so we can dump it like that. Now this is 460. How cheap. But what we can do is what we can do is actually we can look where the raw. I keep clicking the little exe guy, and I probably should enable some kind of check there. Where is the data? Where is data? If I look at The question is, can I just dump these files there? MongoDB. File. There we go. Can I... Data, basic. Okay. So MongoDB. I just restore. It feels like such a basic thing. Really? I got all of this, which in MySQL, once you have the MySQL shell command running, you can just literally just pipe SQL into it, and you can just extract the database as SQL out of it. So you can just pipe it out of one server and into the next one. You don't need to convert any formats, nothing. It's all SQL. Why do I need extra commands for this stuff? You have a... I can... In theory, I can just type commands in here to build this data up. So this tool knows how to write data, and it knows how to write a file from... I don't get it. Why? This whole thing is so backwards. It's so primitive. It's not just primitive, it's worse than that. Because it's more verbose. Like, why even have these dump and restore commands? Why not just have a Mongo shell, where you just have a read thing, and it outputs it into a JSON thing, and you just type it into a file? You don't, like, these commands shouldn't even exist. Okay. Installation on Linux. Don't know if that'll work. Nope. This one. One can only hope. Mongo restore. All right, it exists now. The problems are the files aren't there. All right. I think the admin we're just gonna... maybe not. Maybe not. So the Linux press. If I do this, dump r. It'll take a while because it's what, 600 megabytes of stuff. How big is it? 100, 160, 70. All right, let's look up CP. Normally I use rsync. So So what we want is something like dump.tar.gset to whatever our deploy scripts use. Basically, I think something like this. Colon slash no, not even that. Where did we just figure out where our data files are? No. Oh, we're just gonna put them here. Right? So if I do this, that's gonna be 230 megabytes, right? 227, right? And there we go. It'll take a while to upload. Yeah, I didn't consider the size of these. I don't know if I should worry about that at this stage. Ultimately, I should be able to run these scripts on the server then, I guess. It'll save some time, because just copying these will take forever. Megabytes per second, it's not very fast. Why is it so big, though? Like, it's 108 megabytes, but the dump file is... Look at that. Puzzle info is 406 megabytes. Puzzle info. It's only 108 megabytes of storage. MongoDB dump. Yeah, why is it so much larger? Okay. I mean, we re-zipped it, so ultimately 233 megabytes is probably close to the raw size. 200, yeah, it's a lot smaller. Okay, so I can't believe it's taking this long. It shouldn't be that much there. It shouldn't be that much data. Maybe I made a mistake going with something like Mongo. Maybe I should have gone with just plain old SQL files. There's so much more space efficient. Yeah, I mean, JSON is all fine, but I'm a little disappointed. It's not a lot of data in the grand scheme of things. You know what I mean? All right. If I go to here, I should have the dump file now. All right. Bash. I do this. I take this and do this. Okay. Hopefully it'll all go into a dump folder. And then we'll need to look at the... So now we should have the dump folder here. We're using up another gigabytes of space on... I have to be a little bit careful. Only 21% left. But dump directory... Okay. So if I do... Right? If I do this... They should all get restored. Now, what I don't know is exactly what's in the admin. Probably local use stuff. But here it actually looks empty. Maybe there's nothing in it. Okay. Your documents failed to restore. Is there anything here that I should worry about? No. So, if I refresh, I should now have a puzzle DB. Okay, that's something, guys. That is something. So, I'm gonna delete the dump now because I'm a bit scared, or at least the folder. rm rs. Because that frees up like 2% of the disk. I think I'm gonna have to stop here because, well, we made some progress, right? So, progress today. Progress today. I should get into a rhythm of like saying what we want to do and then kind of write up what we've done, because I tend to not give myself credit for the work I've done. Like I feel like, oh, I haven't done any of these things, but we have done a couple of things, right? So started the list page. Called Mongo 4. Cloned puzzle PWS 4. That is something. So the final thing maybe would be to have some kind of Node.js script on the server with the database running. If I say m here Mongo, if I do okay. Of course, now I have to change the owner. All right. If I do npm install, 1 second. Which one do I need to install? I want to install MongoDB. I don't really need to do save or anything. If I say touch, yes, and then I'll do something like, we did a test on, I think, puzzles. Ah, no, that's from the multiplayer stuff. Wasn't here. I did a test somewhere. Maybe? We did a test somewhere where we connected to the Mongo database from a different place. Not just from our data thing. Maybe the API? Nope. Could have sworn it would have been that. Oh, maybe. Nope. Ah, maybe PWA. Oh, accounts. Accounts, of course. Accounts. Uh-huh. All right. So we'll do... basically do this. We'll do this. We'll do like that. Then here this. that. And we'll do something like that. We'll do that. And I'll save that. And if I run this, we'll get that. So we'll do like that. Nope, not nan. Node. It works. We have officially connected the database. Even though it might be off screen. Alright, if it wasn't so late already, I'd have a round of Hades 2, which I'm playing at the moment, really enjoying it. Playing it off stream because I've been trying to do so much stuff on stream and it kind of sucks the joy out of it sometimes. No offense to you guys. Sometimes I'll just need to relax about what I'm saying. Talking to it. Alright, yeah, all in all, actually, I'm kind of happy with that. For successful. Hurrah! I think that's the best. Let's see if we can. I think I've done the daily puzzle already. Let's just do one little NYT puzzle. Just as a palate cleanser, because it was a very bash-heavy episode. And I know that for non-programmers, even for, what am I saying? It's just not very exciting. But it's got to get done. And these streams aren't really payment streams as much as they are me trying to get work done. Hey, that works. Successful, right? I think good enough. The 8s go. With these 7s, alright. And oh, 4s. Nothing. Oh, here. Okay. Okay. 7's wrong. Fine. What are these for? 1, 2, 3, 4, huh? There. There. R1. For R. E6. Okay. Your options. Some of these. Quick search. Okay. Well, some. Or yep. All right. Got 5 minutes to finish this gap, boys. Problem. Professionals around. Remember, on Monday, I'll try to do a user support episode. It's a bit early in the day. So if you have questions, send them over. Or if you have a specific bug you want to report, or if you have a problem, or you have an idea for a puzzle or whatever, tomorrow's a good time. It'll be around 10 o'clock CE, Central European time. But there'll be an announcement back channel and Puzzle Plaza. Anyway, I like this one. It was weird, but it wasn't like oh, you need some fancy trick or something. Speaking of which, that's the other steps. So the ad space will be around here. I think I might get rid of the save replay button. I don't think a lot of people are using it. And it is accessible from import export. Just to free up a bit of space and don't have the dialogue so crowded. Maybe the self counter will go near the time. And then this area is where the ad will go. So it'll be basically all the information, then the ad, and then the button. And maybe the like will go higher. Although I think the like I'll keep down here until I have like a proper way of collecting that information. You know, once we have a puzzle database, I can just pump the likes straight into the puzzle database. So that'll be nice. Anyway, that's it for today. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate it. And the next one. Bye-bye. Have a good day. Hey, Brazinga. Coming late. I'm off now. It is